everyone. My name is Dhaneshwar and he is Vishal. We both are associated with T.I.M.E Pune. I am teaching Quant and DILR and he is teaching verbal ability. Now, we are going to analyze CAT 2019 morning slots based on our reviews as well as the reviews that we got from the students. First, we'll start with VARC. Vishal.
So when it comes to verbal section, yes, there is one change which was something that students found. It was surprising, in a way shocking for the students of CAT 2019 because the difficulty level was up when it comes to verbal section, and the number of questions didn't change, as in the structure didn't change. So you had 24 questions of RCs and you had VA 10 questions which were non-MCQ questions. But one thing that students did give a feedback as well, that is the language was a bit tricky, as well as there are two passages which were difficult, whereas the other three passages were readable as well as something that you can certainly attempt. So I think the smart move in the slot would have been wherein students have attempted 3 or 4 passages and skipped a passage and moved to VA. That would have been the best approach they would have had for the verbal section. But yes, given the topics, there was one topic on the real writer of Aladdin. So that was the first passage that the students had in the morning slot. Then there was a passage which spoke about folk music and its development, wherein the length of the passage was around 500 to 600 words for these two passages. Solvable when it comes to the type of questions that these two passages had. Then the passage had, wherein there was a passage on penguins and their body temperatures. So there are a few terms like thermal convection, radiation. I think that was the trickiest topic that the morning slot did have, and the difficult questions also were something that the students would have struggled with. So I think this passage would have been the passage which they should have ideally skipped, is what I feel.
But for this passage, you know what I did, being an engineer, so I was comfortable with the terminologies given in the passages. So, and when I came to the questions were more or less straightforward questions. I got 3 straightforward questions. So I directly went to this passage, and first I went through the questions, and then I came back to the passage, and I feel this was doable if you are comfortable with the terminologies.
Right. So that was one thing, and obviously after that there was a passage which was something interesting about topophilia, wherein it does talk about how you feel connected to the place that you are born in or the place that you stay in. So I think that would have been a manageable passage given the topic, which is somewhat interesting compared to the other 3. The most interesting part was the last passage, which was about consumer behavior and availability of online stores, as well as how it is helping few startups to enter into the business of e-commerce. So I think this was one passage which we did cover because if I remember well, 2017 CAT did have a passage on malls and e-commerce. So I think this was one familiar topic for the students who did solve CAT papers before they actually went for 2019 CAT paper. But yes,
this passage I feel that it was proper RC passage. Like the questions were inference based questions or something like that. So if you are comfortable with the RC, proper RC,
so the language was comparatively manageable, especially
language
for this
manageable
passage. Coming to VA section, I think it was wherein half of the questions were easy and half of the questions were moderate to difficult. So I am pretty sure students did give almost 10 to 15 minutes for VA, and that would have been something they should have done. I think the number of attempts that verbal should have to get a very good percentile would be somewhere between 18 to 20 questions. That would have been a very decent attempt, morning slot CAT 2019. Now we are going to shift towards DILR section, so we'll be speaking about it.
Yeah, now we'll move on to the most important section, that is DILR. Look at CAT 2017, CAT 2018. CAT 2017 was very tough for DILR. Compared to 17, 18 was a little bit easy. And compared to 18, 19 this year, I wrote CAT in the morning slot, and I feel that DILR was manageable. Manageable in the sense, like, मैंने जो class में पढ़ाया था, like we should go on the sets. If you are familiar with the set, then attempt. If you are not familiar, leave it. ये वर्क. Then most important part is tournaments. टूर्नामेंट्स में, गेम्स एंड टूर्नामेंट्स में अगर सिमिलर सेट आपने पहले कभी सॉल्व किया है तो ही उसको कैट में ट्राई करो, अगर नहीं किया तो स्किप करके आगे जाना है. दैट वाज माय क्लियर एजेंडा. सो वो एक वर्कआउट हुआ जो टूर्नामेंट का सेट आया था. इट वाज डिफिकल्टी लेवल, आई से वेरी डिफिकल्ट. उसको मैं वेरी डिफिकल्ट में स्विच कर देता हूं. देन DILR में there were 32 questions. Out of 32, 8 were non-MCQ and remaining questions were option based questions. Then like some doable sets. एक सेट ऐसा था कि there were 16 shelves and 12 items. ये अरेंजमेंट वाला सेट था. वो सेट जब स्टार्ट किया था तो मैंने काफी बार ये बताया था कि जब अरेंजमेंट वाला सेट आता है and if there is no proper like नॉर्थ और साउथ अरेंजमेंट समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो वो वाले सेट आप ऑप्शन थ्रू स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, वो बहुत आपकी हेल्प करेंगे. एंड ये सेट मुझे व्हेन आई केम टू थर्ड क्वेश्चन, उधर क्लियर लिखा था कि कौन से शेल्स एम्प्टी रहेंगे. सो एंड आई वेंट टू दैट क्वेश्चन, वहां से स्टार्ट किया एंड इट वाज डूएबल. मैक्सिमम 7 to 8 मिनट फॉर दिस सेट, नॉट मोर देन दैट. 100% डूएबल एक सेट. फिर सेकेंड सेट था जो 100% डूएबल था. इट वाज 100 बॉक्सेस विद डिफरेंट एटम्स. वो क्लियर दिया था कि डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एटम्स. पहला एटम अगर आप एक लेते हो, एक दिया था, देन सेकंड विल बी एटलीस्ट डबल, नेक्स्ट विल बी एटलीस्ट डबल. सो दैट वाज डूएबल. So it was a mix of, let's say, your basic calculation and proper DI set.
So the students should have decided as in how to, whether to approach the set or no prior to starting the set.
Yes,
that would have been an ideal approach is what I feel for.
Yes, definitely. Like ये सेट को देखने के बाद I was sure कि yes I can do it. ये फील आपको मिल रहा था तो वो आप सेट सॉल्व कर सकते थे. Then there was one set based on the tournaments. So tournament वाला सेट जो था, it was very difficult. वो अगर हम skip करते हैं तो next set was like 6-digit number addition and 6-digit number addition. Similar questions were there in our material. Similar questions थे. तो वो एक ऐसा सेट था, अगर आपको क्लिक हुआ स्पेसिफिक डिजिट के लिए तो डेफिनेटली डूएबल था. ऐसा कुछ तो मिल सकता है जो नहीं क्लिक होता है तो आपको उसको स्किप करना पड़ेगा. बट उसमें से दो क्वेश्चंस ऐसे थे जो क्वेश्चंस पढ़ते आपको डायरेक्टली आंसर्स मिल रहे थे. वैसे दो क्वेश्चन थे, मतलब अगर कोई सेट पूरा सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है, 1-2 मिनट में नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, तो यू कैन मूव ऑन टू द क्वेश्चंस और कुछ क्वेश्चंस आप सिलेक्ट कर सकते हो. ये वहां पर वर्कआउट हुआ. देन नेक्स्ट वाज इट वाज अ रडार डायग्राम. रडार डायग्राम सेम अपने DIHO 6 और DIHO 8 में सिमिलर सेट रडार डायग्राम जैसा. इनफैक्ट वो सिमिलर सेट अपने एक CET के भी हैंडआउट में है. सेम सेट.
So there were one or two sets which were something that the students have already seen.
मतलब वो सेट ऐसा था कि वो सेट देखते ही पता चलता कि yes I have solved this set, 100% doable, all correct. वो 4 क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट वाले से 2 सेट 100% doable मिले. Then there was one set based on the crime rate which was very tough. काफी टफ था. वो एक स्किप करने वाला. अगर मैं 2 सेट स्किप करता हूं तो भी मेरे बचे 6 सेट्स. 6 में से 4 वर इजीली डूएबल और दो सेट yes or no 50%.
So what would have been an ideal attempt given the DILR session?
Compared to the last year, this year's DILR was little bit easy as compared to last year. So I'm expecting that a student who is targeting 99 percentile, let's move on to 99 percentile, he should attempt around 18 questions plus or minus 1 or 2 with around 80-85% accuracy. Decent हो जाता है. So if you're scoring around let's say 48 score, so that will be your 99 percentile. So this was analysis of DILR compared to CAT 2017. It was very easy. Yeah, now we'll move on to quant section. CAT 2018 and CAT 2019 level of difficulty of the quant was almost on a similar level. Still I feel CAT 2018. Now let's move on to area wise. In higher algebra, CAT 2018 was little bit easy as compared to CAT 2019 in the morning slot. Higher algebra was little bit on a tougher side. So, but if I look at arithmetic section, arithmetic was manageable, geometry was manageable. As I said, there was only one question on the numbers which was little bit difficult. So you can skip that question.
I think one thing that I can say is the number of questions that arithmetic had was something that was doable by the students in the morning slot. And for the non-common student, for the common students, I think that was something that was advantage as well as a benefit to boost their morale, especially for the con section, which was the third section. So that is something that I would really
now number of questions in the section. Like arithmetic, there were 14 questions, similar to last year's. There were 6 questions on geometry, only 1 question on the numbers, exactly same as that of last year, and there were remaining questions on higher algebra. There was only 1 question on PNC and there was only 1 question on this Venn diagram. Now, coming back to area wise, जैसे मैंने already बोला था कि if you are non-engineer, definitely you should focus on arithmetic, only arithmetic and geometry. So that should be your strong area. जब मैं arithmetic के question solve कर रहा था, I feel that ये question मैंने already class में पढ़ाया है. So easy level questions मुझे arithmetic में मिले, easy to moderate level questions and doable, especially on time and distance, time and work, averages mixture relation, they were doable questions. एक SICI का question था, वो भी sure shot solve करने वाला question था.
If I'm not wrong, there was one question on geometry which was a part of our material, and the same question was
similar question. we used to discuss some basic properties of geometry. सिर्फ डिफरेंस ये था कि आपने हैंडआउट में डायग्राम ड्रॉ करके क्वेश्चन दिया था, उसमें आपको पहले डायग्राम ड्रॉ करनी थी, फिर एक बेसिक प्रॉपर्टी यूज करनी थी, 1 और 2 प्रॉपर्टीज यूज करने वाले क्वेश्चन ज्योमेट्री में मिले थे. मूव ऑन टू द हायर अलजेब्रा. हायर अलजेब्रा लास्ट ईयर इट वाज लाइक there were 3-4 questions on indices log sets. उतने ज्यादा questions नहीं थे इस साल, there were only 2 questions. वो एक मेजर चेंज हुआ था. बट लास्ट ईयर वो क्वेश्चंस इजी थे, इस साल वो क्वेश्चंस थोड़े से मॉडरेट लेवल पे.
But इस साल comparatively we can say it was better than last year of CAT.
It was
on section.
Algebra was on higher side. Like what I did, what I got like functions were moderate to tough level. Progressions there was one question which was very tough, and options were also totally different. Like options were in terms of n. So अगर हम options में जाते थे तो भी वो क्वेश्चन easily doable नहीं था. So coming back to expected score, like if you are non-engineer and you are targeting let's say minimum 85 percentile, so definitely your attempt should be around 15. वो decent attempt होते थे. And if you are engineer, आपके attempt around 20-22 होने चाहिए, around 20-22. So अगर आप let's say 20 attempt होते हैं तो you are in the range of 98-99 percentile. 99 percentile के लिए इस साल मैं expect करता हूँ कि your score should be around 58. 58 should be score for 99 percentile, and for 85 percentile your score should be around 30-32. उतना score definitely आपको 85 percentile दे देगा, and 99 percentile के लिए आपको 58 का score consider करना चाहिए. Level of difficulty wise, CAT 2018 and 19 were on the similar pattern except higher algebra.
So to sum up the morning slot of CAT 2019, I think the number of attempts for verbal would have been somewhere between 18 to 20. When it comes to DILR, 15 to 17 would be a very good attempt, and when it comes to cons, it would be somewhere between 19 to 21 questions. That would be the decent attempt that students can have. And obviously, yes, the students who have taken MCATs seriously and worked on it can certainly fairly do well for the morning slot of CAT 2019.
Yeah, exactly. Then now the CAT is over. What after CAT? So we should focus next on IFT, followed by SNAP, followed by SAT, and followed by CET. So these are very important exams. You should focus on these exams also. Please do contact your faculties or your center. They will guide you how to prepare for the remaining exams. Because आपके पास उतना टाइम नहीं है प्रिपरेशन के लिए. So please do contact your faculties. अगर आप में से कोई ऐसा है कि they want to target for next year's CAT, please do contact our center. They will guide you for upcoming batches. Thank you.